Hello, this is Bowblax here, and welcome to a brand new Pikmin Hack Showcase video. It's been 2 years since I made my last Pikmin Hack Showcase video. The reasons it's been 2 years is actually two reasons. Number one, people don't make Pikmin hacks too often, and number two, I haven't been paying nearly as much attention as I should be to the Pikmin community. So, recently I've been wanting to get back into Pikmin, so I was surfing the Pikmin Discord, and I found that there was a channel for Pikmin hacking, and I scrolled up it, and I found that a guy named Balrog has made a brand new hack for Pikmin 2, which is the hack I will be playing today. So, this is basically a hack of Pikmin 2 to make it harder. Unfortunately, he's only created the first day of Pikmin 2 so far in this new rearranged hard mode style, but I will show it to you guys anyways because it's been a while since we've seen a Pikmin 2 hack, and let's be honest, Nintendo hasn't really been providing too much Pikmin for us recently. The last game was Pikmin 3, that was quite a while ago. There was a huge gap between Pikmin 2 and 3, so we only have 3 Pikmin games so far ever since 2001. And Pikmin 3DS, I'm not personally too hyped for it because it looks like a game I wouldn't really enjoy because it's not really your traditional Pikmin game. But I'm sure it will be fun and I'll give it a chance when it comes out. But today, we will be talking about this hack created by Balrog. Speaking of Balrog, be sure to subscribe to him. In the description, I'll provide the link to his video, where you can, in that description, the description of that video that I linked in the description, his description section, there will be a download link to this hack. So if you want to play for yourself, you can. It's pretty easy. Just install Dolphin 5.0, and download the ISO of Pikmin hack that he provided, and just slap them together, and it works perfectly fine. It's actually really easy to set up, especially compared to my last Dolphin setup where I was using Dolphin 4.0 2 years ago. That was a hassle to set up, but this one only took about 15 minutes from scratch all the way till to having the program and having this hack installed. So it is very, very simple, and I suggest you guys can check it out if you have a PC that is good enough to run Pikmin 2 properly. Which I'm sure you don't need a super powerful PC because I'm pretty sure Dolphin 5.0 has optimized its emulator for worse computers from the last version, but I'm not 100% sure because I've had a really good computer for a while, so I'm not sure about that, but I definitely recommend you check it out. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I'm going on a bunch of irrelevant tangents. So, obviously, the first difference, besides Louie being a Pikmin carrot in the first cutscene, which I'll get to later, is that we have the ultra bitter and ultra spicy sprays right from the get-go. This is pretty good for veteran players who's already played through the first Pikmin and just want to get these potions out of the way and the tutorial out of the way. And it's actually pretty good for grinding potions for the rest of the game in day one. Now, this is advertised by Balrog as a hard mode to Pikmin 2. This first day isn't really a hard mode by any means. The only really extra hard thing is that there is fire geysers around here, which isn't a huge hazard because red Pikmin are obviously immune to fire, and you're not going to be using any other type of Pikmin during this day. So it only really hurts the captains. So that is really the only hard part about this day one. If anything, this day one's actually easier than the first day one, the original day one, but first I have to address the obvious camera issue. It's pretty humorous. The camera pans to where the battery originally was, even though the battery is clearly behind the ship. I forget if the ship has a name in this game. I know it's called Drake in Pikmin 3. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a name in Pikmin 2, it's just called the ship. It's kind of weird because Pikmin 1 has a ship name, Pikmin 3 has a ship name, but I guess the ship in Pikmin 2 doesn't have a name. Or maybe it's just called the Hockatate Freighter or something like that, I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, let us switch to the biggest and most odd change in this hack. Louie is a Pikmin carrot. It is pretty hilarious. I like this addition a lot, even though this hack is meant to be just a rearrangement of most things in Pikmin, and I kind of like it that way because it feels more like official, like Nintendo made this. Because there's other hacks where they like try to make unique enemies by like changing the textures, like making a completely blue bulb orb and calling it a blue orb or whatever. I don't know, it feels more fan-made and it feels less official. When you just change like little aspects of the game, like moving around different enemies and moving the onion slightly just to make the game feel harder or just different in general, it feels like a more polished hack. It feels like it's something Nintendo could officially make besides Louie as a Pikmin carrot. But I think Louie as a Pikmin carrot is a nice exception because we never really see the Pikmin carrot model besides the Picklepedia, which you don't really go into often during the game and is completely optional. I like the Pikmin carrot model a lot, and I think it's actually pretty hilarious and it's a nice little quirk to add to this hard mode. And right here, something really funny is coming up. Banjo-Kazooie carrot. I fucking love it, dude. That is the best part of this hack so far. It's just a carrot with bulging eyes. I don't know. I found that really humorous the first time I saw it. Unfortunately, this is not my first playthrough of the hack because I had 2 failed recordings. One was that the audio screwed up for my recording, and the second one was actually a problem with the game. So in this version of Pikmin 2 Day 1, you can get more Pikmin than in the Day 1 of the original Pikmin 2 because there's more pellets around, there's more enemies around. And what happens when you have too many Pikmin, like more Pikmin than you're intended to, and you throw the Pikmin onto the bag, I had 35 at the time, the game just crashes. So that is actually an issue that I'll be avoiding for this recording, but is an issue that the creator should know. So he can fix it in the future by either lowering the amount of Pikmin you can get in this day or finding a way to bypass the crash. I think the easier method would just be lowering the amount of Pikmin you can gather. But I get why he increased the amount of Pikmin you can gather and why he added the ultra spicy sprays or whatever to pick up for this Day 1, because if this is meant to be a hard mode for the rest of the game, he really wants you to stock up on a lot of Pikmin and stuff because they will be dying left and right in the future days. Unfortunately, we only have Day 1, the tutorial day, so this isn't much of a hard mode currently. But I'm really excited to see what he does in the future for this hack. And hopefully it doesn't actually take too long to make. I'm not 100% sure because obviously I don't make Pikmin hacks and I don't know how long GameCube hacking takes. But if he's just rearranging things and not creating any like new major elements to the game, it's just some rearrangements and stuff, I don't think it would take too long to remake the whole game in hard mode. Maybe a year, maybe a little over a year. That's just my estimate though, but however long it takes, I will be excited to play the final version in the future because this is a very great concept and I think it works well for a game like Pikmin 2, which is very strategy based. And sometimes, you know, when you play Pikmin 2 over and over and over again, you know the best strategies for going about things, but with this extra challenge and the rearrangement of everything, you'll have to alter your strategy quite a bit, and it will become a very nice and challenging Pikmin game. And in my opinion, Pikmin 2 is the hardest of the 3 Pikmin games, so this is definitely a great base game to create a hard mode off of for the veteran Pikmin players. And I'm actually really hyped to play this game. Like, the more I talk about it, the more I want to play the full-fledged hard mode version when all the days are out. And everything is finished and all the caves are finished and stuff. I'm very excited for that. Also, I know this kind of doesn't flow with my commentary and this is a little off topic. Well, it's not really off topic because we're playing as this amazing Pikmin carrot. But as a kid, I always thought it'd be cool if, like in Pikmin 3, like at the time Pikmin 3 was never announced or whatever, but that in a future Pikmin game, that they would show off the, or invent the natural captain for the Pikmin, because I feel like, you know, it's kind of weird that Pikmin behave in all these unique ways, and it'd be weird if this is like, an alien, Olimar, like Olimar's an alien to this world, if he's like the only one that could ever control the Pikmin like this and make them cooperate like this, because normally, I guess Pikmin, seem a little helpless without a captain, so I always thought it'd be cool if, there was like a natural captain for the Pikmin that was there from, like, the beginning of the Pikmin's existence, like, you know, a Pikmin king or something. I actually have a drawing of a Pikmin king, or a king of all Pikmin or whatever, that is meant to be, like, a natural biological captain. as a drawing that I made as a kid, and I'll show it up on screen if I can find it, but, yeah, it's always an idea I've been fond of, and I hope that they, visit that idea in the future. Nintendo officially does, or maybe one of these, hack makers, do that. I certainly wouldn't expect it in this hack, because this hack is mainly just meant to be a hard mode. So, anyways, throughout this video, you may have noticed that I've been trying to give a lot of tips on how to improve this hack, and the reason I want to do that is because the creator of this hack, quote balrog, he is a very small channel. He only has a couple hundred subscribers, so I think he'll be watching this, and I want to give him some feedback. Also, because this channel is small, not a lot of people know about this hack. That's why I'm making this video, so more people have recognition of Pikmin hacking and get to enjoy Pikmin hacking more, because I think it is a great thing, and I want more Pikmin hacks to come out, and I want to expand the Pikmin hacking community, so that's why I'm making this video, and I just love playing Pikmin hacks in general. So, a thing that is completely off topic about— oh, okay. So I don't know if this is in the original Pikmin 2, but the music changes for some reason after you push the box. I'm pretty sure it's a remix he added, which if it is, keep it up. I think it's a great idea, but it does also kind of sound like the audio may be glitching. So I recommend changing if it is music and it's not a glitch, I recommend changing it so it's like a little more of a drastic remix or something. So, not just some extra added sounds, so it does, or maybe change the sound so it doesn't sound like the emulator's glitching, because, you know, when you're working with emulators, audio glitches and stuff are very common, and crashes and stuff, so you don't want to make the players think the game is crashing. Also, 6 Pikmin onto 1 pellet? That's something he changed that I actually didn't notice. He can put 11 Pikmin on a pellet? That's crazy. Did he just make it unlimited for the amount of Pikmin that can carry something? That's actually really cool that I actually didn't notice on my first 2 playthroughs. I'm kind of glad the game crashed now so I could redo this video. That's actually really, really cool. And I can see it coming in handy later in the hack when it's actually finished. But yeah, if the audio is a glitch, definitely be sure to fix that. And I do recommend adding little remixes, because that will be something else that isn't super invasive. That would fresh up the experience of Pikmin 2. And what I mean by invasive is like, I don't know, if people put a full blue texture on an Emperor Bowblax, and it's like, oh, it's and like increase its damage, and it's like, oh, this is the Mega Bowblax, it's a new enemy, and it's super hard. Like, I don't really like those additions to Pikmin 2, because it feels like, oh my god, 25 Pikmin on 1 pellet just looks crazy. But, it just feels more fan-made, and feels like something Nintendo wouldn't do, right? And besides Louie as a Pikmin carrot, like, I kind of like the feel for this day 1 so far, where it's just rearrangements, and it actually feels like a hard mode that, Nintendo would officially release as, like, DLC for Pikmin 2 or something. Like, obviously they wouldn't do that now, because Pikmin 2 is in 2004, but say if it came out now and it had an expansion DLC pack like Breath of the Wild and there was a hard mode, I feel like this could be the hard mode for Pikmin 2, so I'm glad that it feels like that, and I don't want to take away that feeling, except for obviously the walking pick carrot. Please don't change that. It's just a nice hilarious detail, but I don't want too much stuff like that, because it'll really take away from the— I don't know, it'll feel less and less like Pikmin 2 if you add too many, like, and try to be too unique and add too many things like that, if you know what I mean. So, it's nice that he adds extra eggs here so we can get this, text box for, Pikmin evolving out of the way as well, because it's kind of annoying that all these, like, the first area is meant to be the tutorial area, and then you get a lot of other tutorial stuff in day 2 when the game opens up, and it's actually kind of annoying, to be honest. Like, I'd rather just have everything, front-loaded in day 1, so I'm glad he did that. Or not day 2, day 3. My bad, I meant when you go to the Awakening Wood, because day 2 is also in the Valley of Repose to go underground for your first cave. And I'm actually kind of excited to see what he'll do with caves to make them harder, because caves are already kind of random, so he'll definitely have to do some extra work on that. But, that looks like it is the last collectible to get. And we've basically 100% this area, getting a total of 41 Pikmin, which is pretty cool. Wait. Oh, I got the one over there. Cool. Actually, I think there is two more 1 pellets that I missed. Which would actually cap us off at 45, so it makes sense that I missed them. Or, no, I didn't miss them. Okay. So the max for this beginning area is 41. And it doesn't crash, apparently, if you get 41 Pikmin, only if you get over 20 Pikmin. I don't know what the threshold is. Mine crashed at 35. But somewhere between 22 and 35 Pikmin, if you get that before you use the bag, it will crash. Or maybe it was a random crash. I don't know if that's what triggered it, because it only happened 1 time. But just keep that in mind when you're playing the demo of this. So basically, we're just gonna get the battery right here, and we're gonna be done. I kind of like how he added the battery closer to the ship. It also serves the purpose of, like, making the tutorial quicker, more useful for the future of hard mode. And I kind of like the way he designed the first area. And I still can't get over the fact that you can put, like, so many Pikmin on one item, like there isn't a max. That's awesome, dude. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, or you intended that. I think you intended that, but that's actually pretty awesome. It'll definitely freshen up Pikmin 2 beyond it just being like, oh, more enemies and stuff. I'm definitely, based off this demo, I'm definitely excited for the future of this hack, and I hope the development goes well, because, like, with a lot of hacking projects, people just give up. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but with PD64, he was making Pikmin 2.5, which I showcased many years ago. But I think he stopped working on Pikmin 2.5, so I hope this doesn't become another Pikmin 2.5 where he just quits making it, because I really want to see this one all the way through, even more than I wanted to see Pikmin 2.5 all the way through, because it's it's like the right amount of change. It's not super drastic. It's not Super Mario Star Road or Super Mario 64 The Last Impact level changes, but it's like just the right amount, especially for the first major hack that's gonna come out for a Pikmin game. It's definitely a good introduction for Pikmin hacking in the future. And now that I think about it, there was 2 more things that I said in previous recordings that I did not mention in this recording, so I may include some footage of when I talk about those 2 topics right here. I'm actually kind of glad that he added the fire as a hazard in the first area, and I actually think the original Pikmin 2 should have had fire as a hazard in the first area, because something that I thought when I first played Pikmin is that when you first discover yellow Pikmin, which is usually the second, well, it's the second type of Pikmin you discover in Pikmin 1, but when you discover, like, yellow Pikmin in Pikmin 1, purple Pikmin in Pikmin 2, or rock Pikmin in Pikmin 3, you are like, these Pikmin have a special ability, but then what are my reds useful for? They kind of seem useless now. But, by having the fire hazard tier, it teaches you at the beginning of the game that, Pikmin, well, you'd assume just all Pikmin are immune to fire, but it teaches you that red Pikmin are immune to fire, and then when you, go into fire with other Pikmin, you'll be like, oh, so this is a unique trait the red Pikmin have. That's pretty cool. Because you don't really go, in Pikmin 1, you don't really reach fire until the 3rd area. You basically think that red Pikmin have nothing special about them, and all the other types of Pikmin are just upgrades, and it gives you a false impression. Obviously, red Pikmin have better fighting than the other types of Pikmin like yellow and blue. But you don't really know that because it doesn't ever directly tell you, I don't think, in Pikmin 1. So it's actually kind of smart for him to put fire geysers in the first area, because then it's like, oh, red Pikmin are more useful than the other Pikmin, so these new Pikmin types aren't necessarily an upgrade, they're just a different type of Pikmin. That's cool. And I mean, I doubt anyone will be playing this hack as their first ever Pikmin game, because everyone playing this hack will probably already have played at least Pikmin 2, but it's a nice thing to include just in case someone is playing this as their first Pikmin game for whatever reason. Like maybe someone downloaded this hack and is a Pikmin veteran and wants to show it to their friend, and it's like, oh, look at this cool user-created version of Pikmin. I know you've never played Pikmin before, but do you want to try it out? And maybe then, they can get into this as their first Pikmin game. I don't know. Hopefully, when the hack is finished, if he ever does finish it, it becomes successful enough for that to be the case, because I'm sure with, like, really popular hacks, like Super Mario Star Road, which is a big Super Mario 64 hack, that maybe people played it as their first 3D Mario game, because a friend is like, hey, check out this cool Mario hack or whatever. So, I don't know. The situation could arise, and it's definitely a cool thing to add. Okay, now that you listened to those two ramblings that I want to add in because I didn't have a chance to do it in this third recording, thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely be sure to check out, quote, Balrog, in the description. Subscribe to him, and give him a lot of love because, he is definitely doing a great service to the Pikmin community. I'm super excited to see the future of his hack. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.